Hello and welcome, this is Mr. Siege, and today I'm going to be showing you how to get as many resources as possible from your main account and all those little farm accounts that you probably will have as a free-to-play or low-spending player. And if you don't, then get them, and I'll show you why. Now in this video I've got an absolutely huge tip for gaining billions of resources potentially. So really stick around and listen to this tip. It could be really useful for you. Feel free to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and please leave any comments in the comments section, which I'd love to reply to. Enjoy the video. So let's get started, and you'll notice this isn't a siege-based video, although we're doing a lot of farming, so you can't need a lot of T1 siege for this. That's a big tip. It's the only real troop you need to actually produce on a lot of your farms. So let's start with the main, and you need to max everything on your main really, including your resource production buildings. I get them to max because you're just going to collect them every day. Now I wanted to show you my resource packs. So you can see I've got a load of packs left, and most of these I've not even touched since KVK2, and I think we're in like SOC 9 or 10 now, and you can see I'm absolutely loaded with resources really. We're in a CC kingdom, so I don't need loads, and I've gathered in total nearly 18 billion resources on this account, but I've actually got over 19 billion resources open. So there's many reasons for that, and I'll show you how. First of all, your events and daily things you can collect. Now try and actually complete as many of these as possible. In a lot of these events, you're going to be able to get resource packs, and whether you open them or not, you want them there. I mean, you may eventually decide to go back to KVK2, and if you can't take more than one account back to this kingdom, you're probably going to have to open your resource packs. Now, unfortunately, Lilith changed the way migration works, and you're probably only going to be able to go back with one account now. You used to be able to take every account and it'd be no problem at all. So here's a good one at the moment, Strategic Reserve. Obviously you can get your daily chests from these, and you can go and open them in your item boxes here. So in these you can get plenty of resources, which is really handy. There we go, plenty of stone, wood, etc, etc. And that's it for the main account for now. And let's talk about actually the other accounts here. So my second account, which is sort of like a second main, is too powerful really. You don't really want accounts that are going to be in the top 300 of your kingdom, because they will have an effect on your KVK. But my best account is the best at resource gathering. And I'd say this 12 million account here is a really good place for a farm. You're probably not going to be in the top 300, but you're going to be producing and gathering a lot of resources. Now we'll talk about the levels of your accounts through this video. So let's switch over to this one for now. So this is my second account, and generally I like to do a few bits on here. I like to do barbs when I get a chance. Obviously you collect from your resource points. These are all really helpful. I think I've got most of these to like 24 on this account. And you just go through and you collect all your bits and bobs. Open any of these chests if you get a chance. Generally I like to do all these things as quickly as possible really on the accounts that aren't my main. You don't want to mess about. In your merchant, go and buy these if it's just for cost of resources. You get good value. If you've got gems to waste, on your farms, buy these two, buy the top row. You know, you're getting good value worth of resources there. And on your farms, you may just want to open your packs. You can see these packs on here, and I'm just going to save these for now. I don't need to open them on this account, but I will show you on one of my other accounts where I do open them, and you can see just the amount of resource packs you can actually acquire, which is really nice. So let's go and first of all just attack a few barbs. So I find the barbs the easiest and quickest thing to attack and destroy. Use your AP on these, and yeah, they're just quick to do. If you don't have time to chain or do forts, then do that. Obviously, again, here you'll get resources. Try and get as far on this as you can, and I'll buy everything in these shops because I get plenty of coins, and you'll pick up resources, heads, and all sorts, and they're all very, very useful. So in your KVK, you can get rid of the heads you don't need anyway. So yeah, I find barbs really useful. So yeah, attacking barbs will get you loads of useful bits and bobs, and I'll show you this after I've attacked this one. The sort of things you'll get. You'll get speed ups, which are really nice, mainly on your main. You don't really need speed ups on a farm. And you'll get bits and bobs of resources, and you'll get a few tomes from this as well to increase the level of your commanders, which is nice, you know, as well as getting the experience to your actually commanders anyway. So you can see here we've picked up a few bits and bobs of resources, and these will all add up. So they're actually, yeah, really useful to do. Now, it really depends how much time you've got on all of your farms, whether you use your AP on every single farm. I know some of you do. Some people have like 20 farms, and they'll use AP on all of them. Now, let's head to the Alliance, and you want to collect these every day. So you get resources free from your territory every day, and that can really add up. Now, I like to just donate every day for the Alliance, and you know, it's going to help with the credits. Now, if you own your own Alliance, which I do, now this is where I'll show you the huge tip on owning your own Alliance. You can earn a lot of resources there, and obviously get some resources from collecting all these in your Alliance too, which is really nice. So if you did forts, if you got the time, every Alliance member is actually benefiting from this. Obviously, usually I'd finish off the barbs and send all my farmers out. I tend to collect gold first, which I'll show you in a bit. So yeah, send all your farmers out as soon as you've been on an account and collected everything and done barbs. Use your AP. And again, I'll show you this here. Collect the Alliance territory rewards. This is gaining like 24 hours. So over a day, you'll get plenty of resources. Now, here's the huge tip for you. So in every Alliance, you can sell passports. And I've got my own Alliance, and I sell plenty of passports. You can see this here. Now, at the end of a KVK, you're going to want to get rid of deadweight. And I try and send the deadweight to me. So you can actually sell your passports from your Alliance for millions of resources of your choice. You can sell a passport for 20 million, passport for 50 million. I sell passports for 50 million resources each. So I can make billions of resources. Just a bit of a good tip for you there. Now, if you have the opportunity to do that, I don't have to do that because I've got enough farms anyway, but it's just bonus resources. You know, you're helping the kingdom out, you're getting rid of deadweight, and you're also, yeah, making tons of resources. So I'm opening some packs on this one anyway. And you can see just the amount of actual resources I've saved over, this is just like a couple of months. You know, getting millions and millions of resource packs here, which is really nice. I won't open these for now, the Alliance credits. And yeah, so loads of extra resources there if you'd seen before. If not, pop back and check that. So I think this 12 million farm is like the perfect power for me, for a farm. So your City Hall 23 and your trading post is at a 12% tax rate. Now, yes, you can improve this, but the cost is high. And the fact of saving an extra 4% in resources, I don't think is that amazing. I mean, look at the cost of the gold mine. I mean, that's a lot of resources as it is. You're looking 50, 60 million worth of resources. Now, increasing the trading post to level 25 is going to be a massive, massive cost. Just to save an extra 4 million resources per 100 mil you trade. And you know, this is the technology I'd aim for on this sort of farm. Now, this is as far as I'm going to go with this, and it is perfect. You know, your gathering speed is really, really nice. You can easily send these farmers out 4 or 5 times a day if you've got the chance. I tend to send, on each one of my accounts, about 3 times a day, send these farmers out, which just gets you a nice amount of resources. But it all depends on what time you have. I can send out all my farmers. I think I've got 9 accounts in total. You don't see that on this video. I've got 3 more on a Gmail account. And I can send them all out, if it's just send them to nodes within about 15 to 20 minutes, which isn't too bad. Possibly a bit quicker I do try and collect a few bits and bobs too. So there's most of the overview of this one. I just want to show you the troops as well. So I do have some T4 on this one as well. You know, 400k T4, but primarily you want your siege units on a farm. Now, if I did want to take this farm into KVK, well, I can't, because I think it needs to be CH25 for obviously SOC. But these T4 just give me a little bit of defense. So on this farm, you can actually defend your city a little bit from those noob players. You know, you may get a couple of mil power that try and attack your farm. They don't know, they're just learning the game, and you don't want to lose resources to those sort of players. So yeah, try and max your Sun Tzu. I've got Luce here, but you can stick Charles if you got early game. You know, you'll get him gradually from gold keys. But I definitely just max a Sun Tzu. Really useful. And like I say, send out your farmers. I tend to collect gold first because I'm a T5 player. So gold is really, really important. And then I'll just take anything else. So I'll just pick the lowest resource in my that's open, like stone in this case, and just collect those. So yeah, try and do this 2 or 3 times a day, depending on the amount of accounts you've got. Like I say, some people can have 20 plus accounts, which is just crazy. I wouldn't have the time for that. And this is enough for me. So I think these are the perfect farm stats. Was probably 12 mil. You know, you're probably not going to be in the top 300 in your kingdom. You still got T4 making capabilities. 23 City Hall and Trading Post is nice. And yeah, like I say, it's not worth going any further. But if you don't have the time to make a 12, 13 mil farm, then farms at this sort of caliber are just absolutely fine too, 6 mil. Or at the next one, 4 mil. I'm just whipping through these farms now, just sending out the gatherers just to show you how quickly you can actually get through some of this. Again, usually I'd just go into the events and just click on anything I can collect, which will just give me a few bonus resources. Just donating to the Alliance again, and then just quickly send out your farmers. Really, really easy to do. The hardest bit is really just creating these accounts. They do take a bit of time, but you are going to reap the rewards. So this is just in a month's time from transferring my resources last time. You're probably even less than a month ago. You know, I've got 120 mil resources on this account. I've not even opened any packs. So really, really nice having farms. And if you're free to play or low spender, you are just going to have farms. Now, this is my lowest power farm, and it's as low as I think you should go with the farm, really, to get the full value. It's City Hall 22, and with that, you can get the 14% tax rate on your trading post. Obviously, 8% is your lowest, so you could save an extra 6% on tax, but that's still only going to save you 6 million resources per 100 mil you transfer, which isn't loads. And for saving the time and effort, it's probably not worth it. Obviously, always work on your commanders too. So let's get on to this. So focus on your resource gathering skills. This one doesn't matter. So take it down and try and get as many of your skill points into the resource gathering things, which is just going to improve your farming. Make all your farmers come back a little bit quicker, which is very, very handy. Now, you can get equipment on these. You can do armaments, but on farms of this level, I just don't really bother with that. I don't have the chance. I don't really make many materials. And this is the sort of point you'd be with, your production and your extra gathering buffs in your research centre. And it's not bad. It's very cheap, very quick-ish to make an account like this. Now, if you don't want to go too mad, I'd say this is the perfect place for your account. Remember, train a load of T1 Siege and you'll be just fine with something like this. So yeah, just showing you trading posts. I can actually upgrade this again, and I will do. I'll take it to 22. So 22 is a good place for this account, for a low power farm. You can see the cost of this. It isn't too astronomical compared to the other gold nodes. So let's upgrade this. And yeah, eventually I'll upgrade the trading post. So City Hall 22. I think that's really a minimal you want to go with a farm to actually get the most out of it. So let's head back to my main account now. And I want to show you quickly just some gear you can put on these commanders. So this isn't a bad gear set. This is just Joan, probably one of the best gatherers really. So yeah, I've made a couple of legendary gear. This will give me two-piece troop load set and another two-piece for the epic gathering gear. Now this will give you 60% plus gathering speed, which is really nice. And obviously in your armaments, you will get these armaments over time for your line formation, even as a free-to-play or low spender. Just try and get as many of the gold gathering speed or even your troop load potentially. I'm not too fussed about troop load. I've got plenty of T1 Siege. It doesn't matter. So yeah, this is the tip. Just go on to gold gathering speed here and then just pick the highest ones for each of your gathering commanders. And like I say, you'll get plenty of these over time. And this can really, really boost your gold gathering speed, which as a T5 player, absolutely fine. To be honest, I wish it was gathering speed as a whole, not just gold gathering speed, but I'll just take anything at this point. But line formation will give you 10% gathering speed of all your resources, which is real nice. So we do have equipment on a few of the other commanders, but it's not 100% necessary. It does just speed things up a little bit, which, not going to complain about. So let's have a look at some of the others. Sion Diot's got a bit of gear on. That's a sort of a minimal set. You'll just acquire this over time. Do not use your ordinary materials for these. Just use animal bones. It's really, really not worth using other materials. They're so much more important than building gathering gear. So we're coming on to the end of the video now. I hope you enjoyed. I think I've given you as many tips as possible. And, you can be really, really successful here. Remember, I'd probably say if you're a T4 player, you want probably around 4 farms, and T5 you want about 6 or 7. Now, I find that's, ample. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, like the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll be catching you guys soon. Bye bye.